Hi everybody, this is Angie from Tourangie.com, and this video is basically, I'm ending where I start, but it's just on the other side of that red light. See that road over there to the left? I'll be coming down that road. I'm just doing a little circle. It's just a 6-minute video. Of course, I'm jumping on 460, then I'll be taking a right on 19, like I'm heading to Bluefield. But then I take the first right, which is Country Girl Road, and then I will take a left and go up Stoney Gap. Well, actually, Old Stoney Gap Road. This area has had several different names. I've known that as Stoney Gap. Some people call it Old Stoney Gap. The gap in the ridge was over in that area, this area too. So I just figured I would go on and say all of that right now before I start talking for the next few minutes about something else. So the name Mill Street has come up several times with people that I have talked to or have reached out to me. And this specific area right here has nothing really to do with him, like the Stoney Gap area, but Bluefield does. Now, he wasn't born in Bluefield, he was born in Grundy, Virginia, but he was very well known in Bluefield and, of course, known throughout the United States and more as a singer. And I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about him today. So he was born in 1933 in Grundy, Virginia, but his gravestone says 1936, and he died in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and he is also buried in Tennessee. He began performing in Western Virginia and West Virginia around the age of 16, but then later became a radio tower electrician in Ohio, and then also worked at a nightclub performer in Niagara Falls, New York. But he moved back to West Virginia in 1963 and opened up an auto body shop. But from 1968 to 1972, he hosted a television show in Bluefield, West Virginia. He also recorded his first single called Borrowed Angel, which he wrote, and in 1969 it was with the record label Tandem Records. It was a regional label. A larger record label, Royal American Records, picked him up in 1972, and that song became a top 10 Billboard hit. He recorded the biggest hit of his career in 1972, which was Lovin' on the Backstreets. Street's last television performance was in 1977, in which he performed his 1976 hit, I Met a Friend of Yours Today. But he had several hits through the 1970s, like You Make Me Feel More Like a Man, Forbidden Angel, I Met a Friend of Yours Today, If I Had a Cheatin' Heart, and Smoky Mountain Memories. But in 1978, he committed suicide due to alcoholism and clinical depression on his birthday, and that was October 21st of 1978, and he was 45 years old. Also, on the day of his death, he had a record coming out. It was called Just Hanging On. So I found that very interesting that the day that he committed suicide, a record of his was coming out. Johnny Cash actually sang Amazing Grace at his funeral, so that's a pretty interesting little bit of information too. Anyway, I thought I would go on and mention him today because I've had a couple people talk to me or reach out and email me, message me about him as somebody that was important to Bluefield or Southwest Virginia, Western Virginia area for music. And even though he committed suicide in the late 70s, there's many people that have not heard about him or know that he's from this area. So I thought I would just give it a shout out on one of my videos, just a quick little shout out, because he did a lot in Bluefield. He was one of the ones who sang at some of the Christmas festivals or the different things. He was singing, what was it, Bluewell and Bramwell. There was even somebody who told me that Loretta Lynn had heard him sing in Bramwell or Bluewell, one of the two. But there's a lot of different stories out there about him in the area. So I figured I would just go on and mention him and give you a little bit of his history and different things. And who knows, maybe with me talking about it on here, you'll go out and listen to some of his music. I might, after this is over, and check it out, because honestly, I'm not familiar with it. It's kind of strange. But anyway, I should have heard it, I guess. I don't know. I was born in 78, but with my dad and stuff, I should have heard these old country songs, but I can't recall them. So I'm going to go out and listen to some of his music. Anyway, this is Angie from Tourangie.com. Come to my website, read my blogs, make appointments so I can help you plan your next travel adventure. And I'll continue to show you the roads as I'm driving around in southern West Virginia. Talk to you all later.